What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Mikey today coming at you through the wonderfully weird power of YouTube and the internet. I wanted to talk about Microsoft real quick. I'm trying to find stuff to talk about. It is hard. It is very hard. And I know if I don't put up videos often enough, number one, subscribers will start to dip. People will unsubscribe. It just doesn't work well for the algorithm. So here we are talking about something. I'm late to the party, but I'll talk about it anyway. So Microsoft unveils this is, by the way, this is via Windows Central. Microsoft unveils major improvements coming to Windows 11 this year. Movable taskbar, reduced RAM usage, less AI and ads, and much more confirmed. Quote, "We are evolving how Windows is built behind the scenes to raise the quality bar." Now, before I get into reading this, let me just say that I think the best thing they could do, go back to Windows 10. Just scrap Windows 11, stop forcing people to update, let them go back to 10. You said 10 was going to be the last one anyways. The best thing you can do is just go back to 10. Best thing you can do. Anyhow. So, after feeling the heat from macOS and Linux, Microsoft is getting its act together and making significant changes to Windows 11 that will bring it up to par with the competition. This is why competition is good, and the thing about Linux is, yeah, it's competition, but it's free competition. It costs nothing. You're able to donate to different distributions. You know, you don't have to pay for it. Linux overall is a wonderful thing. Linux is very good. I'm not using it yet. I want to get another hard drive first. Things take time. Anyhow, snap, crackle, pop. But yeah, Microsoft just confirmed that it's working on multiple major updates to Windows 11 that will address users' biggest complaints with the platform over the last 2 years. Everything from general system performance and reliability to the ability to move the taskbar and reduce ads will be addressed this year. Quote, "We are focused on making Windows 11 more responsive and consistent so performance feels smooth and reliable," says Pavan Div, I'm not even going to pronounce it, EVP of Windows and Devices at Microsoft. I want to take a moment to apologize that I'm nasally. I ate something I'm not supposed to eat, and I rarely eat, called chili. I'm allergic to a lot of the stuff that's in it, so my sinuses are now not well, so I'm nasally. Sorry. I thought I learned my lesson. Stay away from that kind of food, but here we are. So I apologize for that. Windows device and Microsoft. Over the course of the year, we're improving system performance, app responsiveness, File Explorer, and the Windows subsystem for Linux, helping Windows stay fast as you move between apps and workloads. By the end of the year, Microsoft says Windows 11 will be a much better responsive OS that's more reliable and uses fewer system resources. It will feel faster and more consistent with less annoyances from ads, AI, and updates. It will also be better at running on devices with limited memory. Could we get rid of that pesky thing where you have to have a certain CPU and everything? You know, they're losing out on a lot. There's a lot of people who aren't upgrading because they don't have the systems for it. There's a lot of people switching over to Linux. They just don't want to deal with the crap anymore. Microsoft is suffering on so many fronts, but I would say that their main issue here is AI. Get rid of all that. Copilot, all of that. Get rid of it. Dump it. Make it optional. If you don't want it, you don't have to have it. You shouldn't have to use it. You shouldn't have to need it. You know? And I think as long as they still have any kind of AI push, it's going to do them more harm in the long run. Nobody gives a rat's ass about that. A lot of people are just moving to Linux. Windows is an absolute dumpster fire. I will admit that early on, Windows 11 wasn't looking too bad, but and then there's still the fact that I just hate everything about Windows 11 from a user experience. I don't like it. Yes, I have tried it because like this, it says 98, but it's actually Windows 10. I just have this open, I can't remember what it's called, but anyways, it lets me, you know what it's called? OpenShell. There we go. And it lets me just customize the taskbar and everything the way I want. And I really love classic Windows. If Microsoft knew what was good for them, they would they would go back to this. I miss this, or make it more customizable. I modern Windows pisses me off. Windows 10 pisses me off, and the only reason I like Windows 10 is because of OpenShell. OpenShell makes it more digestible. I'm just saying, but AI overall needs to be left out. It will also be better at running on devices with limited memory. Windows search is also expected to be upgraded with faster, more accurate search results and a more unified experience across the Windows search pane, File Explorer, and other areas of search in the system. Yeah, I have seen people try to search for things in files. It is dreadful. I've watched people suffer. Windows 11 is the worst one ever. Like, things on Windows 10 just work. There's a few people that on Twitter that have popped up and they were like, switching back to Windows 10, and I can't believe how much snappier it is. Yeah, because Windows 11 is bogged down the hell and back with so much tracking and whatnot. So much garbage. It's not just under the hood improvements that are on the way. Oh, wait, I missed a bunch of stuff. Microsoft is working with OEMs and driver vendors to ensure drivers that are delivered to devices are stable and of a much higher standard, which should help towards improving Windows overall OS stability. You got to do more than that, though. It's not just under the hood improvements that are on the way either. Microsoft says it's addressing top feedback from users that impact the user experience of the operating system. It's working to reduce UI flicker in apps like File Explorer, deliver a more fluid and consistent UI experience across modern interfaces, and it's even bringing back the ability to move the taskbar around. Yeah, because I can do that right now. I mean, it's not great because I'm using OpenShell, so it doesn't quite work the same way, but yeah, look, boom, 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 and boom. And you're able to do that. And you can't do that in a Windows 11. But that's because Windows 11 was trying too much to be like Mac OS. That's why it had this initial thing where it's all down in the middle. Nobody gives a rat's ass. Repositioning the taskbar is one of the top asks we've heard from you. We are introducing the ability to reposition to the top or sides of your screen, making it easier to personalize your workspace. Yeah, that's the thing. Personalize and customization. People like that. That's one of the things that's very appealing about Linux. People like being able to get there and just adjust it to their liking, adjust their user experience. And I think more of that needs to be included with all modern Windows. If I want to have a user experience that's way more akin to Windows XP, I should be able to have it. Or even 98. Just like, it's hard. When I say user experience, I just mean like the UI and finding things and getting the things. The fact that you can't even go to where the hell is it? I want to use this right here. Like going to control panel. There we go. Classic control panel is in Windows 10. I love classic control panel. I actually prefer going to this because I'm much more of a power user than I am about going to, that's not it, than I am about going to display settings like this and coming up in here and looking around. I don't like this. This is like the newer thing that they want you to go to. And I don't care about it. I think it's horse crap. I think it's garbage. Garbage if you're from Jersey. Garbage. It's absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. Which Microsoft is also vowing to use its native Windows UI framework, WinUI, in more areas of the system, such as the Start menu, which up until now has been built using React. Switching to a native WinUI should improve performance, thanks in part to major performance upgrades to WinUI that Microsoft is also promising to deliver this year. The company says that Windows Update will be improved to allow users more control over how and when updates install. Yes, like that's a big complaint about modern day Windows is let me install shit when I feel like it. All right, I'm working on something. I'm trying to record. Could you imagine right now? Say this was a live stream, and all of a sudden, the system just cuts off on me. Stream ends. Everything goes, and I come back way later going, fucking Windows updates. Had no control over it, none at all, or hardly any control. You know. The company says it allows more control over updates. It will let users pause updates for as long as needed, and is working to reduce how often Windows Update requires a restart so that it doesn't get in your way as often. I'm kind of surprised that Microsoft doesn't just... Actually, you know what? I'm not surprised, actually. I'm not surprised at all that Microsoft doesn't just make a new version of Windows that is a distribution of Linux. I actually realize why they don't, because then it becomes open. That's why they included Linux inside Windows, but Windows isn't Linux based, because then it has to be open source, and then you have to be able to do what you want to do with it. And Microsoft doesn't want that. They don't want you to have control. They don't want you to have any kind of control. Not any real meaningful control over your system, but customizations are necessary. The company says that Windows updates will improve to allow users more control over updates to install. Microsoft has also announced that it will be reducing number of places where Copilot appears throughout the OS, starting with Notepad, Photos. Yeah, like it shouldn't be in any of those things, but overall, if I don't want it in my system, I shouldn't have it. I don't like Copilot. I don't want Copilot. I don't like anything AI. I'm not into AI, and you're losing users left and right because of that. People are just vehemently against AI. It's not good for your company. Let it go. Leave it be. Back the hell off of it. It's a lost cause. The AI bubble is bursting. I feel like this might be a sign of that. I don't really know for sure, but I feel like it might be a sign of that. Along the same thread, the company is also reducing the type of ads that appear in the recommended feed in the start menu, and will go so far as to easily let you disable the ads within the start entirely. Yes, why are there ads? Why are there ads at all? Windows 10 doesn't have it. Linux doesn't have ads. I'm sure if I wanted to have ads, I could have ads, but I don't care about ads. I don't want ads on my face. I hate ads on my face when I'm on the internet. That's why I have ad blocker. There's a lot of pop-up ads and garbage that pops up all the time. I don't want to deal with it. Why would I want to deal with that in my operating system? What are they crazy? It's clear that Microsoft has realized that it went too far with the constant and shitification, there it is, of Windows. In fact, today's announcement almost reads like an apology letter, just without the actual apology. Windows 11 reputation is currently at an all-time low, and the company is hoping that these changes will begin to turn the tide and help win back the trust of users. Sources tell me that this effort to fix Windows 11 even has a code name, Windows K2. What does that mean? I don't know. Named after the world's second tallest mountain. I understand that the effort has postponed and even canceled other plans that Microsoft had for Windows this year. Delivering these improvements are the top priority for all Windows teams internally. The company says that much of these improvements will begin rolling out in a preview over the coming months. Here's Microsoft's manifesto that outlines the 3 areas of focus for Windows 11 this year: performance, reliability, and craft. We are focusing on making Windows 11 more responsive and consistent so performance feels smooth and reliable. Over the course of the year, we're improving system performance, app responsiveness, File Explorer, and the Windows subsystem for Linux, helping Windows stay fast as you move between apps and workloads. Improving system performance, reducing resource usage by Windows to free up more performance for what you're doing, faster and more responsive Windows experiences, with early improvements already delivering launch time reductions in apps like File Explorer, improved memory efficiency, lowering the baseline memory for footprint for Windows, and freeing up more capacity for the apps you run. More consistent performance, even under load, so apps stay responsive throughout the day. reducing the interaction latency by moving core Windows experiences to WinUI 3 framework, improving the shared UI infrastructure that Windows experiences rely on, reducing interaction latency and overhead of the platform level, faster responsiveness in core Windows experiences, like the start menu, by moving more experiences to WinUI 3. Improving file, blah, 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 blah. Bottom line, I am not reading all this, and I will link to it. You can go read it. Bottom line, they're trying really hard to fix things. I feel like just let people stay with Windows 10. If I want to stay with Windows 10, I can stay with Windows 10. At least I'm on a version of Windows. That's what you want, right? And I know they're tracking me. I know damn well they're tracking me. I don't have anything to block them from tracking me. They know everything that I do already. Why do I need to go to Windows 11 for that? I'm pretty sure they're selling my data as it is, data. And eventually, yeah, I am going to Linux. I am. I'm just waiting until I can afford to get another solid state drive, to which I will then install Linux by itself on. I just haven't got the money right now. I will later. I don't want to, I mean, it's already been a 16-minute video. Did not mean for it to go that far, but I was reading so much of it, I found it interesting. Microsoft is messed up royally. They're not in good graces with anybody. There are tons upon tons of videos on YouTube now, and more added every day, going, I switched to Linux. And I'm sure that Microsoft is noticing this. The folks that work in the Windows division are noticing this. It's not good. It's not good for them. It's not good for business. It's not good for anything. You know, it's bad. They want more people using it. And they still make you pay to get rid of the little banner across the screen down here that says, get it authenticated and everything. So you still get charged. So if you're going to have to buy the operating system to get rid of crap like that, you better be getting your money's worth, you know? Look, I still don't trust Microsoft. I don't. I feel like this is them just going, oh crap, we got to do something, but then they'll still screw you over later. Once they get it all stable and everything, they'll start reintroducing garbage nobody cares about, and they'll force you to swallow it and eat it up. All right? It doesn't matter if you don't give a shit about it. It doesn't matter if you don't care about it. It doesn't matter if you don't enjoy it. It doesn't matter if you don't want it. They don't care. They don't care what the consumer wants, because you are not the consumer. You are the product. You are the product at that point. They're making money elsewhere. Yeah. So the best thing to do for people is, I wouldn't trust any of this. I wouldn't. Continue switching to Linux. They're going to have to earn some trust back. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. This is not enough. This is bare minimum. This is absolutely bare minimum. I'm just saying. Hopefully they are actually turning over things a bit more. They're figuring things out. I don't think they are, but time will tell.